of Alabama.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At Redstone Arsenal, next to Huntsville, Alabama, the Army is establishing a cyber campus within the Aviation and Missile Research Development and Engineering Center, also known as MRDEC. This campus consists of qualified cyber personnel and facilities to provide world-class cybersecurity support to aviation and missile systems by using cutting-edge research and development of cybersecurity solutions to challenges associated with emerging and legacy technologies. The MRDEC Cyber Campus coordinates cyber activities with industry, academia, and government partners. Although an Army asset, it is uniquely positioned to integrate the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, the Space and Missile Defense Command, and the Defense Industrial Base. Additionally, it can provide deep technical expertise and reduce the risk of cyber threats posed as it relates to hardware, software, firmware, networks, test and evaluation, modeling, simulations, forensics, industrial control systems, supervisory control, and data acquisition systems. With that as a backdrop, and these questions are for each of you, how does the Army's vision with MRDEC integrate with the Department of Defense's overall cyber strategy?
Well, as Admiral Rogers said, each of the services are developing cyber skills within each of the, under their Title X responsibilities. And this is just one reflection of many, many, many such organizations that are being set up. The Air Force has units down in San Antonio. And so I would ask Admiral Rogers to give you more specifics, but each of these are going to have specific skills. In this case, the one that you have talked about, Congressman, really focuses on the aviation systems of the Army and how they can make sure that they are not vulnerable to cyber attack, but they develop other skills too.
So every service, as the Secretary indicated, is developing a similar kind of capability, similar kinds of relationships. Army has chose to really harness the capability resident at Redstone and in the northern Alabama area. The positive thing for me is we've got a good, strong collaboration across the services as to who is doing what and where. The question, I think, increasingly for us over time is, as we get more experience, do we need to increase investments in certain areas where we're really seeing strong results versus other areas where perhaps it hasn't played out as well as we would like? And we'll generate more insights in that over time.
Thank you, Mr. Halverson. Would you like to add anything?
Policy absolutely talks about how we do better with industry, and part of what that unit is doing is bringing in industry in the area too to be part of the solution to the problem. So I think they're perfectly aligned with what they said and what was in the policy.
Okay, follow-up question. Is there a consolidated effort to ensure cyber centers, such as the one at Redstone, are interconnected with other services and Department of Defense capabilities to properly leverage knowledge sets and not create stovepipes of information or efforts?
I don't know that we have a formal, I know there's regular analytic and collaborative venues where they all get together. I participate and my team participates in some of those. I don't know that there's a formal process, if you will. I try to synchronize that at my level with each of the service components that work for me about, hey, we got to look at ourselves as one integrated enterprise here, guys, because we've got to maximize effectiveness and efficiency because there's more requirements than there's money and time. So it's all about how do we maximize outputs.
Mr. Work?
Sir, I don't believe there is a formal program right now. We look at it more in terms of function. So right now, I can tell you in terms of defense of networks, everything is on the same playing field. We all have the same scorecards. We all grade ourselves exactly the same. But to your specific question on whether or not we have a formal program, that's something I'll need to go back and research and say, it sounds like a good idea. I just don't know exactly how we would implement it yet.
Mr. Halverson?
No, I think Secretary enabled it. We'll have to go check and see. It sounds intriguing.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your insight. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank